What if everything you believed to be unquestionable was suddenly confronted by an experience that challenges logic, science, and faith? A devoted woman, grounded in the beliefs of her religion, wakes up from a near-death experience with a story so extraordinary that it seems impossible, but she swears it's true. Prepare to dive into a tale that shakes the foundations of human understanding. Aisha's revelation, a devout Muslim who claims to have seen Jesus during her brief journey beyond life, is not just a story. It's an invitation to question everything we know about what awaits us on the other side. If you think you've heard impressive stories, know that nothing compares to what is about to be revealed. Keep watching. The message this woman brings may change not only lives, but the very course of history. There are stories that challenge the limits of human understanding, that go beyond reason, transgressing everything we believe to be possible. These are accounts that not only defy, but also tear apart the foundations of the most deeply held beliefs, shaking the structures of everything we know about the world, and, more profoundly, about ourselves. These stories are not just extraordinary, they shake the very fabric of reality, leaving an impact so deep that they leave us with more questions than answers, sparking endless debates and provoking an unrelenting search for meaning. A search that, no matter how hard we try, cannot be ignored, because its truth resonates in every fiber of our being. And one such story comes from the Middle East, where a Muslim woman experienced such an unusual event that it left doctors, theologians, and even her own community in total shock. Today, as Aisha's revelation circulates the world, her story is not just something surprising. It carries the power to change the way we view life, death, and most importantly, faith. Prepare yourself, for what you are about to hear is not just an ordinary story. This narrative will lead you to question everything you thought you knew, to dive into an abyss of uncertainties where reality and the mystical intertwine in unexpected ways. What begins as a simple event transforms, in an instant, into something incomprehensible and unusual, something that challenges the most rational explanations we possess. Aisha's journey, an ordinary woman with an ordinary faith, has become a global phenomenon, and as each new detail is revealed, the tension only grows, and with it, the anticipation. And in the end, the truth will be more surprising than anyone could have imagined. Aisha's story had a modest beginning, as serene as any other person dedicated to their faith. She was a devout Muslim woman, respected by her community, always striving to improve her religious practice. Her life followed a simple but deeply fulfilling routine. Every moment was a reflection of her faith, obedience, and devotion. Her existence was a testament to everything she believed to be the essence of a life filled with meaning. But, as often happens in human life, fate can turn in unpredictable ways, and Aisha's life would change forever in a way no one could have anticipated. It all began with a mysterious health episode. A rare and unexpected condition led Aisha to be admitted to a local hospital. No one imagined that, at that moment, the unthinkable would happen. During an emergency surgery, Aisha suffered a cardiac arrest. The doctors were desperate. The hours that followed were filled with absolute tension, with agonizing uncertainty. Every second was a fight for life. For long minutes, Aisha's heart remained completely still, and she was declared clinically dead. Everyone around her was devastated, feeling the sharp pain of the impending loss. But then, something impossible happened. Against all odds, Aisha's heart started beating again. She was brought back to life, but not in the same way. No, she returned with something that would challenge everything we knew about life, death, and even faith. A story no one was prepared to hear. A story that would make everyone question the deepest truths they carry within themselves. When Aisha awoke, she was visibly disturbed. Her first gesture was the most silent and enigmatic possible. Incessant tears flowing endlessly, as if she were immersed in an indescribable emotion. Something had occurred there, something so deep and transformative that it overflowed from her soul. When the doctors tried to gather more information about what she was feeling, she only murmured words that left everyone in a state of disbelief. "I saw Jesus." The response was immediate, yet filled with disbelief. How could a Muslim woman, whose faith was firmly rooted in Islam, with all her belief in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad, have had a vision of Jesus? Doctors, nurses, family members, and even other members of the community wondered, could the medication have caused this delirium? Or did the near-death experience leave her confused? But there was something in Aisha's expression that contradicted all attempts at rational explanation. She was serious, convinced. Something in her eyes, in her posture, made everyone look at her with a mix of deep curiosity and reverent fear. In the following days, Aisha began to share the details of her experience, and each word seemed more unimaginable than the last. She described how, at the moment her heart stopped, she was transported to a space beyond human comprehension, a place where time and space dissolved like mist in the wind. It was a space of light and peace, she said, her voice still trembling, as if trying to recall something distant and inexplicable. But what happened next was even more astonishing. Aisha spoke of a man she encountered in this place, a man whose presence radiated such intense light that she could not look away. He was not an ordinary man. His eyes, she said, held a glow of infinite love, something that transcended everything she had ever known about compassion and affection. And then, this being spoke to her, calling her by name. Aisha, you have a mission. You must return to the world and share what you have seen. Time is running out, and many need to hear the truth. Astonished, Aisha asked who he was, and the answer she received left her speechless, but with an undeniable sense of absolute certainty. I am the way, the truth, and the life. The experience Aisha underwent was brief, but her transformation was profound, marked by an intensity that transcended any rational explanation and challenged the limits of human understanding. When she returned to life, something within her seemed to have been touched by a higher power, something divine and undeniable. It was as if the veil between heaven and earth had been torn, revealing an unchanging truth that, despite its complexity, she could not ignore. Every fiber of her being pulsed with the urgency of a message that not only needed to be shared, but must be shared with the world. And she could not allow herself, under any circumstance, to remain silent. It was in that instant that the true magnitude of her mission began to unfold before her eyes. To question everything she knew about faith, life, death, and divine purpose, while receiving a vision of the future that would not only challenge the limits of her own belief, but also those of all humanity. The message she received from Jesus in her heavenly revelation was clear, unchanging, and irresistible. Aisha needed to tell the world what she had experienced. Even knowing that she would face rejection, mockery, and disbelief, she could not ignore the responsibility to deliver the vision entrusted to her. Fear did not stop her. Doubt did not paralyze her. She knew her testimony was far more than a personal story. It was a divine warning to all human beings in all parts of the world, an urgent call to awaken spiritually. Determined to spread this revelation, Aisha began speaking with religious leaders, friends, family, and even strangers, sharing the experience that had irrevocably transformed her view of life and faith. Some called her a visionary, a woman touched by something supernatural, a chosen one of God, while others accused her of betraying her deepest beliefs, pointing to the contradictions between her experience and traditional doctrines. For many, the idea that Jesus had revealed something so urgent, universal, and global seemed hard to accept, almost absurd. However, Aisha stood firm, with an inner strength that only those who experience the direct touch of divine truth can understand, for she knew that the truth she carried in her heart was more powerful than any criticism, doubt, or human judgment. She stated, with unwavering conviction, that Jesus had sent her back with a clear and direct warning for humanity. The world is immersed in darkness. Many have forgotten the true purpose of life, which is love for others and faith in the divine. Soon, there will be a great time of trial, a point of decision where people will have to choose between the path of light and the path of destruction. Prepare your hearts, for I will come again. These words, filled with immense spiritual and moral weight, echoed like thunder, reverberating deeply in the hearts of all who heard her testimony. They were words of hope and warning, an invitation to reflection, inner transformation, and the conversion of hearts, which, when heard, awakened a sense of urgency impossible to ignore. Aisha did not hesitate to affirm that what she had lived through was not a dream or a mere hallucination, but a tangible, real, and transcendental experience. She described her journey as a crossing between the physical and spiritual worlds, an encounter with the divine that granted her a deeper understanding of life, human destiny, and the nature of the cosmos. What she saw, what she felt, was more real, more vibrant, more clear than anything she had known before. And because of that, she felt the moral responsibility to share this message with the world, even though the burden was immense, because she knew that humanity stood on the brink of a choice that could determine the future of all. Since her story was revealed, sparking debates and questions all around the world, she became a symbol of the eternal struggle between faith and reason, between belief and doubt. Many consider her a divine messenger, a spokesperson for a transcendent truth, while others, still skeptical, find themselves unable to accept the depth of her experience. For Christian theologians, her account resonates with biblical promises, reaffirming the idea that the second coming of Christ is imminent and necessary. While for Muslim leaders, her testimony offers fertile ground for discussions about the spiritual significance of the experience and its relation to Islam and Islamic prophecies. What no one can deny is the undeniable impact that Aisha's story is having in various spheres of human thought. All over the world, people from different religions, cultures, and beliefs are being challenged to reflect on the essence of their lives, the meaning of their existence, and the true purpose of the human soul. Aisha's message is not just a call for deep reflection, but an urgent invitation to transformative action, a spiritual awakening that transcends the boundaries of religious traditions, a universal call for the conversion of hearts, the search for light, and preparation for what is to come. Aisha continues her journey with unwavering faith, carrying her message to all who wish to listen, with a burning heart and eyes fixed on her mission. Even in the face of incessant criticism and the doubts surrounding her experience, she remains unshaken. For her, the encounter with Jesus was not just a personal experience of transformation and understanding, but a divine mandate, a sacred commitment that could not be ignored. She carries within her the responsibility of being the voice that echoes the revelation she received, offering the world an opportunity for redemption, to prepare for what is to come, for the great trial, judgment, and the second coming that approaches. And now the question that hangs over humanity is, are we ready for what is to come? Are we prepared to face the profound truth that Aisha brought back from the other side? A truth that challenges our limited understanding, but also offers the possibility of redemption, of salvation. Time is running out, as Jesus told her. The choice between light and darkness, between salvation and damnation, between spiritual awakening and eternal blindness is ours. The decision is in our hands. The question now is no longer whether we will listen, but whether we are willing to listen, reflect, and act according to the revelation that has been given to us.